At least 100 by now, yeah. 40 books a month.
Yeah, this is weird. But that's what we got this year. I'm just not, well, the fact that I'm not going outside and just sitting for an hour enjoying a cigar kind of, I think has something to do with it. Um Welcome guys into the Pretty Little Death. We read Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark for the month of March. Let's get into it. Joined today by the bestie as well as the cryptid. Everybody, it is like a Superman moment. We have Clark Kent and Superman in the same room. It is
Perfect.
See, we're not the same person.
We're not. We exist in two different places at once.
Yes. So, okay. I haven't teased anything to anybody about this book. Um, I will take the blame for it. This was my recommendation. It has been sitting on my shelf for over a year and a half. I actually think Cass, everyone's bestie, purchased this for me, and it's just kind of been
I
sitting
do.
there. I think you did. I think you did.
Yeah.
For like a
It was on your wish list or Amazon wish
yeah.
list, and I think it was one of those book, delivery things. So I was like, oh, okay. The
Okay.
cover's nice, but never judge a book by its cover.
Okay, everybody say it with me. I have some thoughts.
So
Yeah.
many.
I
All
actually
thoughts.
think Nigel was the one to put it in the Discord first this time that he had some thoughts about this.
Mhm.
Um
I
okay,
mean,
I I got this, and I think I got it before I got my library stamp because there's no stamp in this. And this is the first time, even though I read it, there was heavy quotes there for those who are listening. Read this. I don't think I've actually ever cracked it except for just now. And oh my gosh, Cass, there's a
There's
god
photos, aren't there?
there's a goddamn soundtrack
Oh no.
playlist.
oh yeah, there is. There is. I listened to one of the songs.
No.
It was
Okay.
it
And
was the classical piece at the very bottom of the list.
okay.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Okay.
that's that's fine.
But in the book it also references an Adele song that's on there, and I was like, hard pass. Not because I don't like Adele, but just because I was not willing to give this book anything else.
Okay,
Definitely not.
first of all, it is an Adele cover. It is Adele, but
Oh,
Oh,
my apologies.
our bad.
she's covering a song, okay? And the only
To all
reason
of
I
you
say
Adele
that,
cover fans.
well, no, okay, the reason I say this is because I have a great respect for the original author of that song, the original writer. I think he is
Mhm.
like the greatest American writer there is, and it's "Make You Feel My Love" by Bob fucking Dylan. Like, I
Yes.
love this song so much that I actually quoted it to my husband during our wedding vows. Cass might remember that. She was actually there. But
Yes. I do. I do.
we have a
I
thing
cannot.
about playlists and cast lists in the beginning of a fucking book. And I wish I had cracked this before I'd just recommended it
So
for the book of the month.
so just so you know, in there, uh I don't know exactly what part, but in the later part when the beach house part,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Um they reference the Adele song. Like they're like they put on the Adele song, see the soundtrack, and it's like, oh, I hate you.
They didn't say
Or the
that in
part
the
I'm
where
so
audiobook.
glad that was not in the audio because I would
I would
perish.
have chucked
I would
it.
wither away.
just like in like they bold it, like they make sure you don't miss it.
Oh,
Okay,
And
so
Painful.
this
and then in the part where she like comes home for the first time after moving out, and she goes upstairs and starts playing the piano, same thing, references the song, and it's like, check it out, we got it right here.
there are Spotify and Apple Music QR codes for this playlist.
Yes, there are. Yes, there absolutely are.
If you start a song, when you
No.
see a music symbol while reading, the song matches the scene like a movie score.
It doesn't.
Who enjoys this? I just want to
Children.
know.
Children enjoy
'Cause
this. I
I
don't
don't.
care if I get
Children should
framed.
not be reading this.
Okay,
Well, I
okay.
mean,
let's
nobody should read this, to be fair.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead
Fair.
of ourselves. Okay. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark in physical paperback format is 289. Okay? But that actually might nope, that's a preview for another book. 281. It's in yeah. There are
And the
drawings.
audio.
There are drawings.
There's
in
drawings.
this book.
Sophie Lark, I think, has drawings in all of her books. Because
Even
I
more points towards this being for children.
Yeah.
Yep.
Continue. I'm sorry.
So
I
I read
can't-
or listened to the audio. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go, please. I've got plenty to say.
Yeah. So the audio is only 7 hours and 52 minutes. I cut that time in half by listening to it at 2 speed. You can totally do that. It is narrated by a female voice actor and a male voice actor. So, and take that for what you will. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I guess it was
him doing her
okay
voice more
job.
than her doing his voice.
1000%.
And I think the narrator for her sections were actually someone that I follow on Facebook, who does that. What does your anime trope tell you about your whatever? I think it's her. I haven't looked into it, but Nigel, what
I
are
didn't
you
even
gonna
consider
say?
that.
What?
I didn't even consider. You said that it's got a male and a female voice actor, and I was like, oh, clearly, like they're voicing each other's parts. But like when it gets to the chapter where it's mainly him, he's doing her voice, and
Yes.
my god,
Yes, they
no,
It's bad.
They only do that when they're doing a dramatized reading, like it's a old school radio play. They only switch that in other points of view when it's a dramatization of the book. And like I don't know what the point of having different voices if they're just reading the chapter and they only
Immersion?
no, that's the
Torture,
I don't
thing.
know.
It will.
I think so. I agree.
Yanks you out. Anyways, Nigel, what do we have? For
It does. It
stats
does.
in the digital format.
So in the digital format, it's about 370 pages too long. That's the overall length for everybody listening. It's 370 on digital. And man, they have hyperlinks to all of their stuff. There's a letter. There's exclusive content. There's a reader group that you can join. There's an Instagram, TikTok. All of her works on Amazon. Like all of her socials are hyperlinked in it. It's fantastic for everybody who's 12. And then it's got more than one reference to the actual thing. Oh, there's an Amazon wishlist in here too. Cool.
What?
And there's things. Oh no, never mind. They're asking for a review. They're begging for a review, more or less. But
okay, I was gonna say, first of all, you're supposed to buy her book, and then you're supposed to buy stuff off her wish list.
But on the digital format, it's not just Brutal Prince. It is Brutal Prince and Enemies to Lovers story. So the subtitle it's colon and Enemies to Lovers.
I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but
I don't.
Look, man.
well,
I can tell you, I've messed up.
Go ahead.
I've tried to cook things a few times and made mistakes and was like, yeah, I'm never going to try that again.
Well,
she keeps writing these books. There's 5 of them.
She does. There's 5.
5 more.
5 more. There's
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
There's 6 total.
This is the first of 6. Okay, I just want
And
to.
that's just of this particular series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody must be asking, what's with the strawberries on the very front of the cover? What does the strawberries have to do with anything? I was hoping that this is going to give us some insight. No, it's a tidbit that lasts 2 chapters in total. It's a waste of digital art.
Does it last 2 chapters?
Maybe.
I don't think it does. I think it's one.
She finds out in
It's
one and then uses
it's
it
the
against him
the
in another.
it's the last paragraph of one chapter, and then 3 sentences in the next chapter.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
It might have
He's
sounded
Okay.
like it
allergic
was
to
more in the
fucking
audio, but
strawberries. And so what does she do? She eats strawberries right before their wedding vows, goes out and kisses him and puts him into anaphylactic shock, and then that's it. That's the only reason
and
it's
everybody
there.
here and everybody's like, "Well, why would you do that if you're getting ready to marry the person?" Because they don't want to be married to each other. Because they
They
hate each
don't.
other.
Because they hate each other. Yeah.
Because this is a cheap knockoff of like a weird kind of Romeo and Juliet /
Yes.
every other
You
lover's trope.
do you know what vibes I got from the beginning? You know the Leo DiCaprio, the
Mhm.
stupid Romeo and Juliet from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. The
Okay,
drama and
but
the
first of all,
camp
hold your
of it
goddamn
all.
tongue. Hold your goddamn tongue.
I
Okay.
hate that version. I'm sorry. I actually don't like I don't like Romeo and Juliet at all, but
That's
that
fair.
one was specifically egregious.
But you will leave my man
Why
Baz Luhrmann alone. Okay, I will come for you with my
why
nail
can't you like such a
scissors.
literary classic like Romeo and Juliet
Oh
that they
my
teach in school
gosh.
way too much?
It's
I'm
tired
trying
and
so hard
stupid.
not to laugh
And
so hard that I cry and mess up my makeup, okay? Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
uh,
Oh my
can
This
we
one,
just talk
yeah.
about how incompetent the mafias are in this?
Oh, fucking
I
look.
hated
Here's
her,
the
but
thing.
I hated both of their organizations so much more.
So
The
much.
most
What the
incompetent
fuck?
the most incompetent mafia that you'll ever see is like in a movie that is basically making fun of mafia, and it's one of my favorites
Yeah.
of all times,
Mhm.
and that's the Boondock Saints. The
Mhm.
mafias in
Yes.
the Boondock Saints are so completely worthless. They get beat by these 2 Irish meatpacking brothers who, for everybody knows, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. I'm not here to explain it. This is
So
about the
good.
book.
Yeah.
But like those guys are like Goodfellas, the Godfather level pros compared to these guys. Like,
Yes, they are. They have some semblance
Oh
of
my
confidence,
gosh.
but oh my
I
god.
did not
I could not.
understand either one of these families at all. Like, okay, he's trying to get into politics and like clean up the family's name and shit, and then her family are just like, she's actually the most competent of both families, and
oh
she's
my god, I
still
know.
like absolutely
She's so bad.
she's dog do. Like
She is.
But and then like the whole premise of like well, no, not the Irish family, sorry, the Italian family, the Gattos, I think they're called,
the
if I remember
the
correctly, Ada
the
Gallows.
gallows. I keep trying to say
Gauss.
gallo, but that's
Yeah,
Spanish, not Italian. So the
but
gallows.
so like them, they have a bunch of sons and then the one daughter, and it's like, so clearly we have more enforcers because we have sons, and then the other family's like, we've only got one son, so nobody can enforce our stuff, but we're still one of the top families, and it's like, wait, what?
Huh?
So the
Excuse me?
Griffins and the gallows.
Oh my gosh, she
Yeah,
drew them.
Yes.
of
Okay.
course she
Yes,
did.
of course
course
she
she did.
did. Ugh.
Ugh.
I will say at the very beginning, the fact that her brother, who has absolutely nothing to do with the life, is on a full scholarship ride due to basketball, gets his career killed, made me cry. That actually made me cry. He had his
I
bodyguard. I was okay. That scene made me think his bodyguard was going to be like the main villain, like the underhanded betrayer
I
of the
thought
whole
he
story.
was too. Oh my god, I had the same thought.
And I was just like, I can't wait for you to die. I can't wait for you to die. You, like, this young kid who's in college, you just busted his knee. I cried for that scene. I was like, oh, that's. I don't even care about basketball or sports for that matter. And I was just like, that poor kid, you ruined his life.
You just ruined his life.
You ruined his life.
I less felt like he was going to be important because, like, I don't know. By the time they introduced him as a character, I was like, all right, cool, they're introducing him. But then he was just gone. And it was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, clear. Like, they forgot about this character. They might bring him back, but I doubt it.
He
They
pops up
gave
every
you a
once in
named character, and then they were
while,
like,
and then
bye.
yeah.
And then he becomes like a background character for the rest of
Mhm.
it. And it's like, I
Wasn't
don't
he
know.
also their chauffeur, like bodyguard
I
too,
think
Yeah,
or no?
he
so.
He
a
was.
couple of times, not the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was trying to imply that he would be like the red herring bad guy, because like there was a couple different descriptions in the middle where he would like shift uncomfortably, or like I don't know, too much of an eye was on that character for a second. I'm like, okay, so what's going on with him?
I had
But
I had a pretty strong feeling it was going to be the Polish guy from the instant after what they got done talking about so heavily about the Irish mafia and the Italian mafia, and then they like briefly mentioned the Polish mafia, and then they moved on to everything else. I was like, that's going to be the bad guy because it's basically the big scary Russians from, like, the
Yep.
Cold War era.
I have to
right.
share this with
And
you
I know
guys.
Poland and Russia are different. I'm not saying they're the same. It's just
I thought
oh
he was going to be like
god.
a spy for them or something,
I
but
do
that didn't
love me
happen.
some risque art. There's nothing showing, but I kind of wish I had read this just for this picture now.
Oh my god.
Shut up, I'm having a hot flash. And it's been happening since we started, okay? So this just kind of put it over the top.
Hold on, wait. You need to go further back. There's a
Further back, further in the story?
near the
No,
end of the
that
story.
one's,
There's that one
that's
also.
awful.
Oh.
No, not worth it.
I don't know about that.
That's not great.
No, it's she has a strawberry earring.
Oh my god.
Oh, see, you can't really.
The time that I almost killed you, I'm gonna memorialize it.
You can't really see
Yeah,
it
it's a
in
strawberry.
the book because it's black and white. I mean, I do love a good, art like
Also,
this.
okay,
I'm so glad
when they finally oh god,
I
yeah,
can
that
share-
chapter. We need to talk about it, please.
Okay.
It is from the perspective of the guy,
Callum.
Callum.
Yep, Callum.
It is written like a 12-year-old boy fantasy. Oh. It's so bad. So bad.
Okay, does anybody else try to imagine the positions as they're described on how they physically work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of the times they don't. I just,
because there are times like
that one didn't.
I finished a book last night or yesterday. I didn't actually read anything last night. Where like she's sitting at a dinner table. They're at a gala. He's sitting next to her, and he reaches over and puts his hand on her thigh under the table, and moves his hand into the slit of her dress, and then she feels his he's grasping her thigh, right? And then she feels his thumb on the inside of her thigh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Unless he's using his other hand. Wait, what? No. So
he's reaching
if he's
to the
using his
opposite leg.
left. Yeah. He's probably
all the
going
way
this
around,
way.
right? Other way around.
Yeah.
Around
yeah,
the
that's
chair.
real inconspicuous.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Or am I just like not thinking he's like, is he like this under her thigh then? Because I would think
that
could
be real
inner thigh.
Like, I don't think people think this stuff through. when
They
they
don't.
write it.
I'm sitting here trying to figure it out, and I don't have full mobility in one of my thumbs. I'm like, how do you bend it like that? And then I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Never mind. My other thumb's okay.
So, like, because that chapter, them in the shower, I was doing the same thing. It was like,
How?
how?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Especially
But
with like
anyways, it was
the described height difference between them, and
yes.
that's why none
It
of it
just
really
doesn't
makes a
make
ton of sense. And
sense.
also, like, so here, can I just want to put this out there because when I started reading this, like, and they started describing the two characters, and then like they finally had their first interaction, like it kind of got put out there that Callum is supposed to be this playboy, kind of
Mhm.
person. He gets
Yeah.
around and stuff like that. But like the way they described it versus how like he seems to talk about it is like the story was written
Opposites.
by a little boy who's never had sex in
Yeah.
his life, and he's like, I've totally seen girls naked.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I couldn't
And
put
you're
it
like,
into words. I was like, what?
Callum, I
That's
don't think you've seen I've definitely seen girls naked. I've seen
Yep.
boobies.
In real life. In real life too.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I saw my girlfriend. She doesn't live in the state anymore though.
Yeah.
She's
She's
in
from not around
Canada.
here.
She just moved to Canada.
She was from a different school.
Yeah,
She doesn't go here. Okay,
you wouldn't know.
so
She goes to the other private school. She goes to the other private school. It's an all girls school, so you can't go there.
I feel that way about most books that we read, these especially these independent ones. It's like, okay, tell me you haven't had more than one relationship and it's the relationship you came out of high school with and you're in your early 20s, because this does not read like an adult relationship.
Also,
It no.
also, like here, maybe this says something about my character, but like maybe I'm just a petty, like spiteful motherfucker. But like, it's 48 hours from them, like, well, it's 2 weeks from them hating each other, her almost burning his house down, to
Mhm.
Yep.
them getting married, and then it's less than 48 hours before they're like, hey, like we're madly in love and screwing each other now.
Yeah.
And it
Um
wasn't very consensual. It was more like, hey, I'm gonna take the shower and you're in it. And then, oh wait, our bodies are hot. So
okay,
they
We're
I
still
both
will
hated each
naked and
other.
touching. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I am saying this from someone who likes the dark reads, and I know Nigel, I
Hmm.
think you were getting into one of the darkest ones that I've ever read, the like 1148 or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know where you're
Yeah.
at with that. Um,
I'm like a third of the way through. I like my reading really intensified in school, so I had to pause for a moment.
right, right. So but you kind of get the idea of where I'm going with this. I
Yeah,
like that kind of stuff. There's not a lot of consensual interactions in those. And even I
no,
was like,
Right.
this is cringe. This shower
It's very
scene, I was like, this is not.
it was like I I'm at a loss for words. Like I'm genuinely like there's thoughts up here, but brain cannot process. It's like
Yeah,
I don't. If you don't read it, and I'm not recommending that anybody does. Look at
don't.
me.
Yeah.
Don't. Um. Uh. I look here. I when I got to the review part, I was like, look, it like my review. I think was basically like it's a book.
I
Um.
am surprised you
And I
even go so far as to
that
write
was
one. I may
very
leave
kind.
stars and that's it. But also on the
I
Kindle itself, it doesn't like leave a space for review. You just kind of fill in the stars. So,
yeah. So like on the app, it gives you an opportunity. Like it's
mhm,
like, oh, would you like to leave a review? And there's the stars here, and there's the text box, and you can just put it all in.
yeah.
And so I was like, sure, why not? And I thought I could just be like, it's all right. It's not great. It's not the worst thing I've read still. Um, but it's up there, and it's a book.
Yeah.
Like that was basically going to be my review. But then it's like, oh, you didn't leave enough words. I was like, fuck, there's a word count on this. All right, I guess I got to make it sound more like a review then.
Yeah. Um, can we talk about how uh being sassy is a personality trait?
Oh my god. Oh, we
Like,
haven't even addressed her yet.
let's just.
How
I
eg-
hated her within
how
the first
egregious.
chapter. I could not stand her.
Yes. The first sentence that
Ugh.
came out of her mouth, I was like, I think I texted you. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
The
Yeah.
text I got was, "I'm 10 minutes in. Can I DNF this?" And I
Honestly,
said,
if
"No,
you would have, I would not
bitch."
have blamed you.
I said,
I
"Keep
made it
going.
through.
It gets worse."
Yeah,
It's-
that's exactly what you said. So much worse.
Okay.
Oh.
What I mean by this is she does not have a personality. She really doesn't have any skills. All she has to her name is she has sass. That's it. And I don't know why when people think of a strong female character, it's this bitch complex.
They always have to be bitchy. They always have to act like a man. It's
And
yeah.
and there's a difference between confident and cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she when she deals with the Polish mafia dude at the party, like she
That's
turns into like a
confident.
reasonable, confident person,
I liked
and like
her in that scene.
like maintains her cool. And I was like, man, if that would have been her personality the whole time, that would have been infinitely better.
Where was she?
Like,
where was that person? Why
but
didn't
then
we
the
get to
instant
meet
he walks
her?
away, she's back to being like, I'm a brat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And not in a good kinky way either.
No.
I think that's what she was trying to go for. But
why? She
it
hated
didn't
him.
land.
Like,
It didn't land.
I don't get it. And it's this kind of personality, and for those who are listening, I am doing heavy bunny ears over here. It's this personality that is like carrying over through so many pieces of contemporary romance literature, and it is very aggravating.
So you had finished the audiobook.
Mhm.
I was 50% of the way through, and then you put a message in the chat that said, like 10 minutes in, is this a contemporary fantasy romance?
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yes.
And it was like, and then the level of reassurance that you're giving yourself is, I can do this.
The leadership chat, guys, it was flooded this month because although we announced the book early, I think all three of us came to it very late in the month. I don't think we started until maybe St. Patrick's
4 days
Day,
ago.
something like that. Yeah, I think I just went, I need to know who's reading with me. I need to know where you guys are at so I can start, because I have the policy, since I read so quickly, that I will wait until they get about halfway through the book before I start, because basically once I start, I don't finish, or I don't stop until I finish. That's great advice for all men out there, by the way. So, when I realized that we were at like the 17th, the 15th, or the 17th, I was like, guys, I need to know who's reading with me because I need to start soon. And everybody was like, oh, we're on it, let's go. And then immediately, like, we try very hard in the leadership chat not to discuss the book that we're reading so we
is
can
so
save
difficult.
it for our chat. And the amount
So-
of memes and gifs that we were all speaking in so we
Oh my God.
didn't have to talk with words.
So the call went out on the 10th of March,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we all agreed to it on the 15th. And I think all of us started reading it on the 18th.
Something like
Or
that.
going, like, I think
Yeah.
I started it on the
Around
18th. Or I started on the 17th. Critics started on the 18th and then finished on the 18th. And then I think you started the 18th or the 19th? Like either the same
Somewhere
day or
around
right
there.
around the same time. But it was
Yeah.
like, we all like powered through it. Like, I'm not a fast reader. Granted, this wasn't a difficult read, but like, I was like, yep, okay, I know what's going on. Like, you can guess the story. It's so bad.
So
Yes.
bad. And
It's like when
I
you
knew.
watch those really bad like a really bad movie, and you're like, oh, I know exactly where this is going, and the movie like just got through the credit sequence. You're like, I know how this movie's gonna end. Cool.
yeah.
Basically, yep.
The worst part is that it tried to red herring us with the Mafia aspect.
It had nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
This
Nothing
is
to do with
not
that.
if you're looking for a mafia romance, this is not it.
The audiobook says an enemies to lovers mafia romance.
How much of the mafia would you say was an aspect of this story? Either one of you. I'm going to ask that to either one of you. Out of 10.
I mean,
give me a finger count out of 10.
Like 5? 6, maybe? Am I being generous there?
I
I'm
think
feels
you're
like-
confusing.
I'm waiting.
I think so. I'm gonna say 2
Okay.
because
I'm
like
gonna say
it
a
felt
big old goose egg.
so. They announced that there's one mafia. They
Mhm.
announced that there's another mafia, and then they announced that there's a third mafia, and these
Mhm.
two mafias have joined up now. And like it feels more like families feuding on a block than it does of like these
Yeah.
three competing mafia families. It feels more like it's like, oh, those assholes next door with their begonias.
There's no seriously, there's no like Godfather moments of like,
No.
you know, sabotage or anything.
there's
like
the one.
There's one sit down.
one sit down.
There's
And it's
there's
still
one
stupid.
sit down between the Irish and the Italian dads,
the
and that's
very
where they decide, oh,
beginning.
we'll just have our kids get married.
Yep.
That's the
It-
only sit down.
Over
Like,
the most
there should have been.
ridiculous of reasons.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey,
the
my
marriage
daughter
makes no
burnt.
sense.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's to strengthen both of our families because we've got boys, so we have more protectors than they do, and they got the money. And it's like, okay,
Why
sure.
couldn't you figure this out sooner? Usually when these arranged things happen, they happen at birth. So I don't understand, like even in the mafia. So why then, after the house got burnt down?
The house
It makes
didn't get
0
burned
sense.
down, though. The library had minimal damage to it. It required a new
Yeah.
coat of paint and new fucking curtains. That's it.
He stopped it with a fire
mom was
extinguisher.
really
Yes.
Okay, so it was barely.
It was the
small
worst
fire.
part was her throwing his great granddad's pocket watch into the lake. By the way, this is supposed to be in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick question. So, who here was surprised at her gift at the end?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
The instant that
Nope.
she was like, I've got something special, we're like, yeah, we already knew you were going to get that the instant that you threw it over the pier.
Yeah.
Like
literally.
Because you've been whining about how bad you felt about it, and he hasn't even
Yeah.
brought it up since. It's kind of like
he moved on real quick from a family heirloom being lost.
He did.
and from him almost
He
dying.
doesn't have a lot
because
of
she kissed him
personality
with,
either, though.
with fucking strawberries on her breath, you know, like
Hey, she tried to murder me. She threw a family heirloom out over the side of a pier, and also like
arson.
she tried to burn down my house. But you know what? She touched me naked in the shower, so we're cool.
But she's hot.
Yeah.
But hot.
But hot.
She's not a skinny little rich girl, as they like to point out several times.
Yeah, she's got curves.
Yep.
She's
got
a
an
real
ass.
woman.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So
my god.
after listening to this
What?
book, okay.
Sorry.
You're good. I'm going through our chat, like remembering things as it was happening, and it's like I'm reading this. It's so painful. That was something that
It
I
was-
sent at one point.
Ear blood. I was in the shower during the shower scene, and I was like, I want to die.
And then critic being the cheerleader in the background trying to like force us into suffering with her, being like, come on guys, you can do it.
You got this.
Hey, if I gotta fucking do it, you do too.
And I'm
It's
like
true.
65%.
Friday night, Brett and I go and have dinner. We're out. Okay. We go into our favorite like drive up, old school kind of drive-in type thing. And we're sitting there eating, and we're talking, and I'm reading another book trying to palate cleanse my brain because I spent all of work listening to Brutal Prince on 2.5 speed because it was the only way I was going to get through it. And when we're walking home, he reaches down and he gives me a little goose. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm touching your bottom. And I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. He's
Your-
like, what are you
my
talking
bottom?
about? And he was like, your butt. I was like, just say butt or say ass. What is with everybody saying bottom? And he was like, what are you talking about? I said, in every book, there's no problem saying pussy or cock or anything like that. But there is a line that they won't cross. They won't call it an ass or a
No.
butt. They
I
call it a
don't get that.
bottom.
Is it too crass? And cock is not crass? I'm confused.
Okay,
They won't
like,
call it an
wh-
asshole either. They call it the back
That's crazy
entrance,
to
the
me!
bottom hole, the bottom entrance. I'm just like,
yeah.
it's not an entrance, actually, guys.
It's too
It's
dirty.
an exit.
It's too dirty, you
It's an
guys.
exit.
That's why.
Okay, so let's just
Yeah.
call it the exit. If you
I-
can't say
so-
asshole.
This was the moment I knew it was going to be a good episode. Was when Bestie finished the book, and the message in chat is, "Y'all, this book," and then the disgusted Gran Torino face of Clint Eastwood being, "Ugh," and I was like, "Yeah, this could be fun," and I was like, "Save it."
We
I
gotta
know.
save it. We gotta say it. Okay, guys, we are halfway through this episode, and I know we still have our questions to go through and other things, but since this is just a taste, guys. We are planning to do this again for the last episode of the season, which is in June. Please remember, we take a 3-month break. You're not going to have a break in episodes. We're just going to have some other episodes that are not going to be like book specific for our book of the months. But we are going to take a break in the summer because Nigel, our lovely cryptid, likes to sneak around and do these episodes in his garage. And here in California, that is really, really dangerous. So we're not going to make him sit in the garage during the middle of summer to do the episode. So
especially since summer started in March this year.
Oh my gosh.
That I'm like,
Apparently-
summer is gonna be miserable.
It's supposed to be like the worst El Nino, and then also in LA right now it's like in the 90s already.
Yeah, it is.
Great.
It's ridiculous.
I
So,
love it.
we're gonna take the
That's my
break.
favorite
We're gonna
storyline.
break our season in the summer this year, and then we'll continue that pattern going forward. So, we just wanted to remind you guys, we're gonna call it the threesome episodes at the end of the season for the third Salt Kiss book, because Cass, everyone's bestie, has caught up with us. And we will probably have that discussion with Cass on what she thought about the second book. Spoilers, it's not too far of what Nigel and I said about the second book.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not finished with it either, by the way. I think I've got like 70 or 80,
the last
80%
time I
of the
asked
way.
you about it was,
You got
I'm
the gist.
DNFing. I'm DNFing this book. On top of that,
If you do finish it, it doesn't get better.
No.
I know it doesn't.
If anything, like the way that they ended it kind of pisses me off.
Oh,
And not in a good way.
No.
Oh, it's pissed you off in a good way.
So like you know, like when
Like
when you
a
watch
good
really
bad ending.
Yes.
Yeah. Or even like a good, like an ending where like it leaves you like being like, wait, why would you end it like this?
It
And you're
gives
just
you
like, now
more
you're ready for the next one.
questions, yeah.
This one, it ended that way, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
We have to talk about it.
So before we get back into our questions, I just wanted to say this book, I know I have been telling a lot of people about it. Well, this is a special edition from the author. I ordered from her website. And by special edition, it's signed, like an actual signature, not a digital or a signature plate. And it came with art and stickers and stuff like that. Well, for some reason, I got 2 of them when I ordered one. So I got 2 of these thick. Look at her. She is thick, and she
I was gonna say, she's thick.
She is thick. 2 of these copies, and when I contacted the author well, I didn't realize it was the author I was contacting, but I reached out to the company to let them know that, hey, it's been over a month and I haven't received my package. Is everything okay? The author wrote back to me and she's like, I'm so sorry. Let me figure out. I will update you. And I swear to God, like 4 days later, the books showed up. The books showed up. So I sent her back and I was like, hey, I got 2. Do you want me to send one back? And she was like, no, keep it. Well, I let her know that they didn't come in like like terribly best of conditions. She said, no, I will send you a new one if you'd like it. And I said, I don't care. I'm just letting you know because other readers might, considering this
Mhm.
is a signed edition, what would you like me to do with this? Or can I give it away to one of our podcast listeners? Because honest to goodness,
I
this
think we
is
should
a
do that.
very, very nice book. Well, I got the notice last night. There's even some smudges from her fingerprint from this Sharpie, the gold Sharpie on the back.
Aww.
She said, I would love for you to give it to your listeners. So, one of our lucky listeners, if they join our Discord, which is a 18 plus Discord, it is an adult only Discord channel. I'm sorry, guys. But if you join
Get out
our
of here, whippersnappers.
if you join our Discord and let us know what is your favorite episode, what book you would like to see us review next, or something like that, have a discussion about, anything like that, just join our Discord and talk to us. We will put those names into a hat and draw them out. It's not necessarily the book that you're getting, it's all of the goodies that are in here. I can't show you these goodies.
Oh,
They naughty.
they spicy.
Cassie knows these goodies. I sent her pictures of these goodies. They're pretty
They're good.
nice goodies. Anyways, the author said, please give it to your listeners. Give it to someone. I don't care. That's fine. Just tag me. And of course, we're going to tag her in this episode. And eventually, we're going to discuss this series because the next book is coming out, I think, in May.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like we should try and maybe like coincide the two, like the review of that book with the ending of the competition.
It was like my number one pick
or giveaway, not
for
competition.
2025. If you guys have not listened to that episode, this is like my number one book of 2025. There were only a couple of selections for the best of 2025, and this one was at the top. Most perfect, or the most forgettable girl, was right there in that running. It's like it's tied for first, I should say. So yes, we have a signed copy of The Bride of Brutal Hearts volume 1 with stickers and art cards, and those art cards are pretty nice. So now that we've plugged
Speaking
everything,
of pretty nice, let's go back to the book because it's not.
Yes, I'm pulling up the questions right now. Okay.
I want to point out one thing before we get into the questions. There was one small detail about the book that I noticed, and this is a personal thing for me. In all of the books that I've read so far, there's one phrase that like has followed me through all of them, and it's not in this book, and that is throbbing member.
Oh, good.
Because the one that I always find and then irritates the hell out of me is, do you like something you see?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I hate that. Oh,
yeah.
God.
No, but
Gag me with
like,
a spoon, okay?
Throbbing
like,
is bad.
there's always a throbbing member pressed against the jeans, throbbing member pressed against the zipper. It's like, stop, just
Stop
say
that.
he's hard.
I did
Just say
ask
he's
my
hard.
husband
Right.
about that, and he says, no, that doesn't happen. And I said, what? You don't have a throbbing hard-on pressing against your jeans? He's like, no, because I'm not a child. And it doesn't work that way.
I'm not getting
No.
asked to go do a problem in front of the class.
Yeah.
You know where it's from? Throbbing member.
It's
It's from 10 Things I Hate About You.
yeah. Yes.
Of course.
I love that
Because
scene.
nobody, it was such a
She's
good
like
scene.
at her computer.
Okay, first of all, Allison Jennings is like,
I love her.
she's fantastic. But yeah, it's because nobody knows how to use a thesaurus or what the hell a synonym is.
That's my favorite spice.
Cinnamon?
Yeah, it's just never mind.
Synonym.
They can't all be winners. They can't all be winners.
Sorry. That was my fault. That was me. I did that. Okay. So we're gonna go. I know you guys can't see it, but we're gonna go clockwise, and I'm going to ask the questions. I know, Nigel, you probably have these written down. I know they're saved in the Discord. And I know
I will pull them up right now on my end.
poor Cass is always like, I know these questions are coming, and I never have the answers prepared. Well,
Sorry.
you're first. What is your overall rating for The Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark?
Oh,
That's not a
probably like a 1.
good. I don't think I've ever heard you give a book a 1.
I don't. Okay, so I went into this already with low expectations. We, just so you know, we have read a Sophie Lark book before. I think it was towards the beginning.
Really?
It was the murder one, or maybe I read it. The one with the snakes on the cover. Horrible.
Okay.
And then there's a podcast episode about it, but it's bad. And when I
Okay.
saw that it was Mafia,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, I don't like Mafia romance.
I did warn you. I did warn
And
you.
you did.
I'm glad it
And
wasn't as bad as it could have been. That's for sure.
I'm giving it a 1 out of the kindness of my heart. I think.
Are you gonna give it a spice rating?
Quality or quantity?
Always quality. We don't
Quality.
care about quantity.
Always quality.
Always quality.
Also a 1 or a 0.
Nigel, what about you? What's your overall ratings?
My overall rating. So because I'm far too nice, and they caught me when I was in a good mood. When I reviewed the book, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I know.
You fibber.
Well, look, I was watching My Hero Academia with my kid.
Yeah.
I was having a good time. I was in a good mood. I didn't have school all week, so like it was spring break. I was enjoying myself, and I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, it's a book. It's not the worst I've ever read. It's definitely not the worst. That title is firmly held by Not Enough.
Yeah.
But I look, man.
But it's definitely not a salt kiss.
I'll call it a 1.5.
Okay.
I'll be the one that's being nice about this, I guess. And like that's a struggle. I kind of want to say 1.25, but it's in that range. It's definitely not a 2. It's definitely not anywhere higher than a 2. But and then on the spice side, yeah, like I gotta go with the same, like 1 maybe at best. Like if I were still drinking and maybe high and also on spring break and all of those other things, like I might give it a 1.
I'm giving it a 0. I don't think I've ever given a book a 0. It's almost right there with a DNF, but I actually finished it, so I have to give it a number, and I will totally do the averages for our description, but that's not looking good. And it's getting a 0 because it would have gotten a 1, but it's in first person, so I automatically take another star off.
Yep.
As is tradition, let's be real.
As is tradition.
I'll stick with that 1.5, and that puts the average score at a 0.83.
I don't even think there is a
like
star
our lowest
representation of that I could put on our title plate.
In the event that the author ever comes across this, Sophie, I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself.
This is awful. This is a waste of paper. The environment is entirely too damaged already for this kind of bullshit.
And I had the digital format, and I still feel that way. Like
audiobook. And the thing is that this book was so popular when it came out. I kept hearing things about it,
which
and
is
I was
why
like,
it was on my
this
wish list.
looks like trash. Yeah. It was one of those TikTok ones that everyone was talking about, and I'm like, oh.
Fantastic.
This is almost as big of a disappointment as the Split or Swallow second book. Okay. If there are corrections, what would they be, Cass?
Don't write the book.
That's how I feel. It is how I feel. Corrections. How do you correct a piece of garbage?
You just throw the whole thing out. The whole manuscript.
You throw the whole thing out, and then you think of something else.
Nigel,
I think if you were gonna do a due diligence Mafia romance, there's other books that achieve that accurately. And I understand that the target audience for this is like teenager.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, which is weird, but it definitely is aimed for a younger adult audience. Doesn't mean it can't be good.
Just mean it
I think
isn't
it could
right
be
now.
a lot better.
Mhm.
Lot better. They try to do this enemies to lovers thing. It is very poorly executed. I think everything was poorly executed.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have corrections. Just throw the whole thing out.
Okay, Nigel. I mean, I feel like
All
we already
right,
got yours,
corrections.
but
No. Look here. You know what? I'm going to be the contrarian here. How can you criticize a masterpiece? No. So the only correction I would say is more of like I don't think I can give corrections at this point as much as like advice that's unsolicited. Go figure. But this is why we have drafts and friends.
and
And
editors.
clearly you're missing at least two
Editors.
of those.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was self-edited. I think it was tradition. So it was traditionally published. I don't know. Look,
I'm looking. Hold
I don't
on.
know how.
Bloombooks.com. I doubt it.
Okay, bloombooks.com. If you do have editors, fire your staff.
Mhm.
Start from scratch. I'd recommend
Okay.
looking into like middle school after school writing programs. See if they can do better. Probably. But like drafts, like don't print the first thing that you finish. Like read it through. Have a few people read it through. If there's any aspiring out there who are thinking of publishing their first draft, like send it to us. We'll read it. We'll tell you the truth. Listen,
Yes.
we're not here. We're not afraid to pull punches.
Nope. In
Um,
fact, that's how Sugar Rush happened. I contacted an author who was like, "Oh, I'm publishing this on this point. I'm an independent author. Let me know what you think of my book." And I was like, "I'd love to do an episode on it." She actually posted a comment. "Thank you guys for your review, and thank you so much." And we apologized many times during the video because we read all 700 pages and had a lot to say about it, and none of
yeah,
it was good. And it was
yeah.
we were like, "We're very sorry. We wanted to like it. We did. However,
Mhm.
this is problematic every step of the way."
So
It
was
was,
this
yeah.
better or worse?
Um,
Than that,
this was
worse,
on.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. This was worse than
I
that.
didn't enjoy this one at all.
I didn't
That one,
either. There was no
I
was
point
more
that
indifferent.
I liked about this.
there's points in a lot of the books that I've read, and like, granted, I haven't read a ton of these yet. I'm still new, remember, but
Mhm.
like I'm getting there. I'm reading them, but there's points in these books normally where like like there's a lull in the action or like a divot and you lose a little bit of interest, but like I never really picked up interest in this book.
No.
It just the whole time it was trying to resuscitate a corpse, man. There was nothing
There's
there. It had no life from the get-go.
let's just to give you guys an idea, the fact that I read over 300 books last year should give an indication that there's not a lot I won't read. Now, that's not to say I don't DNF. There was an entire year, you can ask Cass, I think our first season, where I didn't DNF unless I absolutely had to. And I think at the end of the year, I DNF'd only 12 books. Last year, I did not hold that rule. There were a lot of books I DNF'd. There's a reason that I listened to this one instead of read it. And it's because I cracked it, tried to, could not get into it.
Yep.
And anytime you hear me talk about listening to something, it's because I couldn't get into reading it. I had to force myself to consume the media, which meant I needed to listen to it while I was at work, because there was no way in hell I was going to use my free time to consume that media.
Definitely not.
So I don't have any
It
corrections either, because yeah, throw the whole goddamn thing out.
it just like I have zero interest in anything else she's written now.
The world
And like
building was
I maybe
shit. Okay, if the world building had maybe taken some part of this, I could
because
have done something with it, but there was none. There was none.
I'm willing to bet money that this was not the first book that she's ever written. And if it was, then like, okay, maybe you've progressed as an author, and like maybe I'll look at something else that you've written. Maybe, but like
Copyright
I
is
just
2022, 2023.
oh no,
So
it's not. It's definitely not her first book.
no.
Yeah.
So, but like I just I
got rid of it.
Yeah.
maybe that's maybe I shouldn't look at it like that, but that's sort of my thing. It's like I mean, if it would have been her first book and it was like, hey, this is this author's first book, like she's written a bunch of other stuff. Okay, cool. We should give it a shot. But like, no,
Yeah.
like just toss it in the bin.
All right. So the next one. What is a major plot hole, Cass?
Why did they get married? And
Okay,
why weren't they
okay.
arranged from the very beginning?
I like
And
that.
why wasn't the other mafia involved? Or at least notified about their marriage? And there's just there's so many questions left unanswered.
Okay.
Uh
Yeah. Nigel, what about you? What major plot hole did you find?
I would say I would go along the same page, because the big thing, like the big justification they had was like it becomes an alliance between these two families, the Irish and the Italians, so that they can build power so that the Poles can't come after them. And
yeah.
what happens is when the Polish guy finds out, the head of the Polish mafia, he like is like, how come I wasn't told about this? Like I would have liked to have been given an opportunity to have one of my sons marry Ada. And it's like,
Right.
so if they're so worried about if the Italians are so worried about the power of the Poles, but they're also so hateful of the Irish, why didn't like they just go, oh, like let's do that
We have
and
more
push these guys out
daughters.
completely?
Like we have more daughters than the Irish or the Italians. Why not just give the Poles one of our kids? No,
Yeah,
I agree. And that, honest to goodness, I'm gonna go along the same lines with my major plot hole. Why didn't we hear about the Poles? Because honestly, like we didn't
In
hear
the
about.
beginning.
Yeah, there's nothing about three legs of power. In fact, the Irish have almost entirely left the illegal stuff behind. Their focus is now politics. So, what power struggle is the Italians and the Irish having? And it comes out that the Italians and
Very
the
nebulous
Poles
too.
have been working together. So why wouldn't that have been the better of the alliances made? Like it's all, it feels like it was a second thought. It was a afterthought, I should say, to include this whole mafia
also
bullshit.
Yep.
also can we address like how the ex-boyfriend, how
Yeah.
did that get anywhere? Like this random rich dude trust fund kid managed to like outwit two mafias?
And
I hate
what,
it.
like
I
that.
hate everything about it.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, what was
It's
his?
such
Did he just
piss
become
poor writing.
obsessed after the fact that he found out she was married? Is that what
Well, after
happened?
she
Like,
broke up with him. After she broke up
but
Yeah.
with
he
him, he was already
hadn't.
obsessed,
He
and it got worse.
like he hadn't talked to her in 3 months.
And the fact that she was so
But he was
stupid
still
about
tracking
the
her the
whole
whole time.
situation.
I don't.
That too.
I don't know. There's his.
But she did not handle it well at all.
None of them did.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Romance, smut, or erotica?
Romance,
Okay.
I guess.
Sure.
Nigel.
Sure.
I
I'll
wouldn't
generously use
label
that
it
term.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
but it's none of
like
the others.
bare minimum romance. And then
it's a love story.
I guess that's a romance, you know. Okay. Last question. We'll do. Everybody gets one question. They can ask any of the other two that question. Okay. So Cash, you go first. Your freebie question.
Oh, oh boy. If
Who are you gonna ask? Who are you gonna ask first? You get to
oh,
pick one of us. to ask the question.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I am always never prepared for this question. It's gonna do with the characters. I don't know. We already expressed our thoughts on the characters.
Yeah.
What would Nigel, what would you change about Ada or Cal to make this a little bit more enjoyable?
That's a good question.
I think the best thing they could have done was sometimes you don't always have to be in sixth gear. Sometimes it's better to slow down a little bit. I think that if they would have taken an opportunity, because like even it's even referenced like when he's like, why are we doing this? Like, do you guys got married because you love each other? And they're like, absolutely not, to his parents. Like, and they're like, we eventually got to know each other. And like if they would have slowed it down even a moment and just had moments where they were like, you know, he, I don't know, goes into the kitchen to make himself some popcorn and he throws some weird spice on it. And she's like, I thought I was the only one who did that. And like just sees that little thing and kind of like builds that like one grain of sand of humanity onto this person that she tried to kill. Like, have a little bit of spite and pettiness in there between these characters for longer than 8 seconds. Like,
Seriously.
Yeah. Pacing was a problem, that's
like,
for sure.
I don't normally say it like think of it like this, but like honestly, I think adding in a third character that was like part of the story and not just like a background thing that we to like lure you into the wrong direction, like would have been more interesting. I think if it would have been more of a slight at the polls because Ada was potentially going to marry one of the sons and then she screws up like this and it's like, hey, because we don't want to start a war with the Irish, this is why we're doing this. So like
I have the
this
answer.
is your penance.
If they had replaced the rando ex-boyfriend
the rich kid.
with someone who is the rich kid with someone who is actually part of the mafia, like maybe a brother of Cal or a member of the other one of the Poles, and then have them be the one that was like crazy and stuff.
Absolutely.
That would make so much more sense because they have inside knowledge about the mafia. They know how to circumvent all of the safety features and the guards and everything and track and then that would cause conflict. There's not enough real developed conflict in the beginning of this story.
That's fair.
It was all manufactured prior to the book, which is always horrible writing. Always.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Nigel, what's your freebie question? Who are you going to ask?
Man, it's hard to come up with a good question because there's not a lot to work with.
There really isn't.
Exactly.
It's there's like the problem is like I can't even draw on anybody else because like literally the whole story focuses so hard about the other two, or the main two characters.
You don't have to have a freebie question. You don't have to.
I know, but like I was gonna go with like a super easy one and be like Marry, fuck, kill, and it's like, well, there's only 2 fucking people in the whole book.
I was gonna do the same thing. Smash or pass. Oh my goodness.
But like,
it's always the brother. The brother is the better one to fuck.
Dante, 100%.
Yes. Yes.
1000%.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Marriage material.
Yep. Dante.
Bro, like the two brothers that are like the thugs, I love them 100%.
Yes.
But okay, do you for you, critic, what value do you think breaking that kid's knee brought to the story?
Absolutely nothing. I think it was a setup for another book.
Yeah, probably.
Because there's 6. I think there are 6 books in total, and if you think about it,
and they're all told from other perspectives.
Yes.
Are they?
So
yes.
So the first one would be the youngest daughter, who's only like 23, 24, and the oldest son of the other one, who is in his 30s. So that means that there are now 5 other other characters that they can put into those 5 other books. So I think smashing his knee was actually to set up one of the subsequent books.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because
So
the
Little
next
Prince,
book,
the first book, is Callum and Ada.
mhm,
Stolen Heir is Malaj and Nessa. Savage Lover is Neto and Camille. Bloody Heart is Dante and Simone. Broken Vow is Raylan and Riona. And then
mhm.
Heavy Crown is Sebastian and Yelena.
Yes,
Who I don't know who most of those characters are. They probably get
So,
introduced in the other
okay,
books, and I don't care.
Callum and Nessa are the ones we read. That's the oldest
Yes.
son of the Irish and then the youngest daughter of the Italians. Nessa is
Yep.
the oldest daughter of the Irish. Nero,
No, youngest daughter of the Irish. Nessa's
Nessa,
the youngest
yes,
of the Irish.
I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Nero is one of her brothers.
That's the basketball player.
Right.
Mhm.
Dante is her oldest brother.
hmm
Rihanna is his oldest sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sebastian is the other her brother.
Yeah, the other brother.
Yeah. So yeah, they're
The younger
siblings.
brute. The younger brute.
Yeah.
The handsome
Yes.
one. That's who Sebastian is.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
No, Sebastian's the basketball player.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's right. Nero was the handsome one. Okay,
Mhm.
sorry, I messed that up.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what the smash knee was the setup for his book. He's gonna be all depressed and shit because he can't play basketball anymore.
He is. That's gonna be the setup.
Yep. Okay, so my freebie question is I'm gonna cheat because I can because it's my show. I'm gonna ask both of you. If we had taken out all of the I've been thinking about this about other books, okay, and some of them do it really well and some of them don't. But if we had taken out all of the external friction factors and focused the strife actually between the two characters and spent that time to let them get to know, would this have been a better book?
Yes.
So instead of, it's
Yeah.
the other mafia family, it's the ex-boyfriend, trying to tear them apart. If they had just been them knocking heads and working it out like an actual couple, do you think this would have been a better story?
Yeah.
Yes, but with an asterisk. I still don't like the characters.
Oh no, they're awful.
I don't think it would have redeemed the story. I think it would have been
Yeah.
it would have made the story go from like I think it might have gotten an average of over 1 if they would have tried something like that.
Right.
But it's and like the only I mean to be fair, the only reason that you guys aren't at like less than 75% is because I was super nice.
Yes.
With my 1.5.
hmm
Yeah.
I broke the average. It's my fault. I'll
That's
take
fine.
that.
That's fine.
But
Everybody's
I think
nicer
if they
than
would have
me
taken
always. It's okay. It's okay.
if they would have taken time to like stretch out the story a little bit, let the characters kind of develop as people, hate each other for a little bit longer. Don't try and kill each other 30 times. Like, oh, you poisoned me with strawberry, so I'm gonna drown you into pool. Like, cool, bro. But like, and
then
then
immediately fuck
and then
you
have
in
a
the
little bit.
shower.
Yeah, 5 seconds later. And then it's and then have the a little bit more. I think honestly, what would have been interesting would have been having the bodyguard, like they kind of red herringed, be the
Mhm.
bad, like one of the bad guys, like he's secretly working for the Poles or something like that, and he's trying to pull the strings from behind, and like maybe or like he's helping the Poles in some way, shape, or form, and he winds up kidnapping, and like the brothers find out and like go and do their thing with the Poles that they do, but like they tune them up a bit for using a
Yeah.
mafia term. And that's how they find out this information, and then that's what leads Callum to fall in, and like that's part of it is, and then Callum like has this like crisis of like trust between his new wife and his friend. Like you're make more to it than just like, oh, I hate you, oh, I hate you, oh, I touched your boobies, we're friends now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Because that's
isn't that
kind of how it
how
felt.
it
Like
works?
It's exactly what it was.
Isn't that how it works though? Like you touch my butt and give me a taco and now I'm yours forever.
I mean, not if you're a complete asshat.
I'm just saying, because that's how like all of these are written, and it is so frustrating. Make me some pancakes and I'll be yours forever. Can
No,
nobody
I
else make
can't.
anything but fucking pancakes?
I guess that's what people think short form is like romance or hookups are like.
Like, so there's
Uh,
two sides to this though. There's this one where it was just like bam, everything happens and like they're all automatically all on each other's team. And then there's like, look, I'm gonna just say it. The second one in the Salt Kiss series, Honeycut, where it's like, Jesus Christ, can we just do something? Like,
Yeah.
It's
you guys
so
have been dragging this out for too long.
Yeah.
oh my
You
god.
have to find a happy median.
Yep.
It's all about pacing, to be perfectly honest. This is what an outline is for. When you're writing
a
a
second
story,
draft.
a second draft, yeah, an editor, someone who will red pen the shit out of your stuff. You need that because
Everybody
you-
needs a critic.
Everybody.
Yep. I'm truly everybody's best friend right there. Fuck that. All right. Well, thank you guys for suffering through Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. We give it not even 1 star. Don't read it. It's not worth it. And the cover is totally bullshit. Like, it feels like, you know what it felt like? It felt like the strawberry thing was entered as like, I have to put it in because it's part of my writing prompt.
Yeah.
Like the stories that I write for the competitions.
Yeah.
Like
incorporate a strawberry.
Yes,
into
you have to
your
put a strawberry
romance.
into your story. Okay, there's strawberries there. That's the only reason it's there, is because it has to be.
It only, yeah, you're right, because it only pops up the one time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 times, sorry, because they mentioned the strawberry allergy at the engagement party.
Well, that's how she finds
they're
out.
like, oh, well, yeah, because she's like, oh, I want a strawberry daiquiri or whatever it was. And he's just like, oh, no strawberries because the rich guy can't handle them because he's kind of a da-da-da-da-da. And then, like,
she's like, oh.
That's how it feels. Like, there's no development. Like, they're all idiots in my mind. Like, and because it's a mafia story, they all have to have that mafia, like, accent.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Like,
Forget
hey,
about
bada bing, bada
it.
boom. Look at this guy here, you know?
Chicago Mafia. Chicago Mafia.
And then she's like, she's sitting there getting ready. Okay, here, you know what? Plot hole. I found it. I found the plot hole. I found one of many. But her hair, her makeup, everything. Do you think that wasn't taken care of by the Irish dude's mom, the control freak? And she's sitting there eating strawberries the whole day? You really? That just clicked because everything else was so bad it kind of washed it out.
Yeah.
But like,
why are there strawberries in the building?
Yeah.
Right?
She's so precious
People
about her
are
son.
Getting peanuts on
Mafia.
a plane because there might be a peanut allergy on the plane. So
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a peanut allergy on a plane, you get pretzels or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's how this works. She'd have been like, oh, hey, can I get strawberries? And the mom would have been like, no, you can have grapes.
Yeah.
You can fuck right off is what you can do. Sophie Lark, Brutal Prince, 281 pages physical, 7.5 hours on the audiobook, and how many pages in the digital format?
370.
Way too many in all of our opinions.
Way too many.
Guys, thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday afternoon. I know we've gone a little far. I'm not going to ask you guys to do a bonus show today, post show, but I do have a recommendation for you. Let me pull it up because, god damn. So I've been on a different train for books lately, and this one is it's an in the middle of the romance already kind of story. I think it is a good departure from what I've been making you guys read lately. And it is called Pretty Little Death. Is recorded by the Bestie and the Critic, edited by the Critic, graphics done by the Bestie. All opinions are original and in no way